Do you know that the way you start your day can change everything about how it unfolds? The first thoughts, the first words, and even the first silence you keep with God have the power to guide your mind and spirit. Many of us wake up and immediately face the weight of responsibilities, worries, or distractions. But what if the very first thing we did was turn to God, offering Him our breath, our thanks, and our trust? That small shift could transform not only our mornings, but the direction of our entire lives. My name is God Watcher, and I want to welcome you to this very first soul-filled journey on this channel. This space has been created for those who long to walk closer with God in the world we live in today, a world full of noise, pressure, and uncertainty. Here we will pause, reflect, and remind ourselves of the timeless truths that bring peace and strength. Prayer is not an old tradition reserved for the past. Prayer is alive, prayer is present, and prayer is the bridge between your heart and God's. At first we will pray, then cover each prayer. Heavenly Father, we come before you at the beginning of this day with hearts open and spirits lifted toward you. We pause to thank you for the gift of life, for the breath in our lungs, and for the chance to see another sunrise. Thank you for watching over us through the night and for carrying us into this new morning. We acknowledge that every good thing we have comes from you, and so we begin with gratitude. Thank you for family, for friends, for the opportunities yet unseen, and even for the challenges that shape us. Lord, we ask for your strength today. Strength to rise above our weariness, strength to carry out the work before us, and strength to keep faith when trials come. When our bodies feel tired, renew us. When our minds feel scattered, steady us. When our spirits feel heavy, lift us. Let us walk not in our own power, but in the strength that comes from your Spirit. We surrender this day into your hands. Our plans, our worries, and our desires, we place them before you. Guide our steps according to your will. Close the doors that are not for us and open the ones that lead us closer to your purpose. Free us from the burden of control and remind us that you are the author of our story. We trust you with what we cannot understand, knowing that you see what we cannot see. Lord, cover us with your peace. Quiet the noise within us and silence the voices of fear and doubt. Let your calm guard our hearts and minds. As we walk through this day, help us to carry peace into every conversation, every decision, and every encounter. Let us be instruments of peace in a world that so desperately needs it. Protect us, Father. Watch over our steps as we go out and as we return. Guard us from harm seen and unseen. Surround our families, our homes, and our work with your presence. Protect our hearts from bitterness, our minds from lies, and our spirits from fear. Remind us that no weapon formed against us shall prosper, because you are our shield and defender. Guide us, Lord. Direct our paths when we are unsure which way to go. Give us clarity in moments of confusion and wisdom in moments of decision. Let us hear your voice above the noise of the world. When we are tempted to stray, bring us back to your path. Make us sensitive to the nudges of your Spirit and willing to follow where you lead. We pray for healing today. Touch the places in our bodies that are weak and restore them. Heal the wounds in our hearts that still ache from pain or loss. Mend the broken places in our minds where anxiety or fear has taken root. Pour your healing presence into us so that we may walk in wholeness, freedom, and renewal. And use us to bring healing to others through words of encouragement and acts of kindness. Lord, fill us with hope. Hope that tomorrow will be better than today. Hope that even in the darkest seasons, your light still shines. Hope that reminds us that we are never forgotten. Let hope rise in us and push away despair. Make us carriers of hope for those who feel lost and weary. We also ask for wisdom. Teach us to see beyond the surface and understand what is true. Give us discernment to choose what is right, even when it is difficult. Fill our minds with clarity so that our words and actions honor you. Keep us from foolishness and guide us into choices that bring life, not regret. Fill us with love, Lord. Love that is patient and kind. Love that forgives and shows mercy. Love that does not keep record of wrongs, but chooses to see the best. Help us to love the difficult people in our lives, and to love even when it costs us something. Let our love be a reflection of yours, unconditional, steady, and true. Pour joy into our hearts, not joy that depends on circumstances, but joy that flows from your presence. Help us to see blessings in the ordinary moments. Give us joy that carries us through trials and lifts the weight of sorrow. Let our joy be contagious, encouraging those around us to look up and trust in you. Strengthen our faith, Lord. Help us to walk not by sight, but by trust in your promises. When doubts rise, silence them. When fear whispers, remind us that you are greater. Build our faith so that we can face this day with confidence, knowing that you are with us and will never leave us. Remind us of our purpose. Show us that our lives are not accidents, but part of your greater design. Let our actions, big or small, be filled with meaning. Use us to shine light in places of darkness, to bring encouragement to the discouraged, and to serve where others may overlook. We pray for forgiveness. Forgive us for the times we fall short, for the words we speak in haste, and for the thoughts we allow to linger. Wash us clean and remind us that in you we are made new. Help us also to forgive others, to let go of bitterness, to release anger, and to walk in freedom. Lord, provide for us. You know our needs before we ask. Supply what we lack physically, emotionally, spiritually. Teach us to trust you as our source and to share freely with others. Remind us that provision is not just about survival, but about walking in your abundance and generosity. Give us courage today, courage to face challenges, courage to step into new opportunities, courage to stand firm in our values. Let our courage be rooted in the knowledge that you are with us no matter what lies ahead. Grant us patience. Teach us to wait on your timing with calm and trust. Help us to endure difficulties without complaint and to respond with grace when others test us. Remind us that patience is strength under control, anchored in trust that you are always working. Clothe us with humility. Keep our hearts grounded in truth. Let us remember that every blessing is a gift from you. Guard us from pride and help us to serve others with love, expecting nothing in return. Let humility shape our character and draw us closer to you. Lord, fill us with compassion. Open our eyes to the needs of those around us. Give us hearts that notice the broken and hands that are willing to serve. Help us to be gentle, kind, and merciful, reflecting the compassion you show us daily. And let us walk in integrity. Keep us honest and faithful in every word and action. Let our lives be consistent, the same in private as in public. When temptation to compromise comes, give us the strength to stand firm. Let integrity be the foundation of our character. Father, as we lift all these prayers to you, we do so with trust and surrender. We know that you hear us, and we know that you care. Walk with us through this day. Surround us with your presence, and remind us that we are never alone. May our lives bring glory to you in everything we do. We ask this in the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior and our Lord. Amen. In this first message, we are going to walk through some of the best prayers to begin your day with. These are not empty words or routines, but living conversations with God. Prayers of gratitude that open our hearts. Prayers of strength that carry us through challenges. Prayers of surrender that release our burdens. And prayers of peace that calm our anxious thoughts. They are not meant to be rushed, but to be breathed in slowly, so that they become part of you. As you listen, let these words wash over you. Allow them to quiet the noise inside you and set your focus on the one who holds your day in his hands. No matter where you are, no matter what you are facing, you can begin your day differently with God at the center, guiding you, holding you, and reminding you that you are never alone. The first prayer to begin your day with is the prayer of gratitude. Gratitude is a doorway. It takes you out of the weight of what you lack and into the light of what you already have. When you wake up in the morning, before the worries of the day press in, pause and say, Lord, thank you. Thank you for breath in my lungs. Thank you for the gift of another sunrise. Thank you for carrying me safely through the night. Thank you for the people in my life, for the opportunities yet unseen, and even for the struggles that shape me into someone stronger. Gratitude changes the posture of the heart. Instead of waking up and immediately reaching for a phone or thinking of all the tasks waiting for you, gratitude shifts your focus upward. It reminds you that life itself is not guaranteed, that every single day is a gift, and that even in difficulty, God is still faithful. When you begin with gratitude, you invite joy into your spirit before the world has a chance to drain it. And this prayer of gratitude is not about ignoring the pain or pretending that everything is perfect. It is about finding light even in the darkness. It is about saying, Lord, even when I feel weak, I thank you that you are strong. Even when I am uncertain, I thank you that you are steady. Even when I face loss, I thank you that your love remains. Gratitude is a form of trust that God's hand is at work even in the unseen. In the times we are living in, it is so easy to wake up consumed by worry. The news, the economy, the personal battles each of us carry, they can feel overwhelming. But gratitude interrupts that pattern. It speaks back to fear and says, I will not begin my day in anxiety. I will begin my day in praise. And praise lifts your spirit, giving you strength to face whatever comes. So when you rise in the morning, let your first words be words of thanks. Whisper them, speak them out loud, or simply hold them in your heart. Gratitude will set the tone for everything that follows, reminding you that no matter how uncertain the world may be, God's goodness is constant. The second prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for strength. No matter who you are or what season of life you are in, each new day brings its own challenges. Some of them you expect, like the responsibilities of work, family, and daily living. Others come as surprises, the unexpected phone call, the sudden disappointment, or the unplanned test of patience. That is why we need strength before we even step into the day. When you rise in the morning, pray these words. Lord, today I ask you for strength. Not just strength for my body, but strength for my mind and my spirit. Give me clarity when confusion comes, endurance when the day feels heavy, and courage when I am faced with fear. When I feel weak, Remind me that your power is made perfect in my weakness. When I feel tired, refresh me with the joy that only you can give. Walk with me through every task and every trial, and let me not rely on my own strength, but on yours. Strength is more than energy to get through the hours. It is resilience in the soul. It is the ability to keep loving when love feels costly. It is the grace to forgive when bitterness whispers in your ear. It is the patience to wait when everything inside of you wants to rush. This strength is not something you can manufacture by willpower alone. It flows from God's presence, and it becomes available when you ask for it in faith. In the world we are living in, exhaustion is common. Many people wake up already weary from the stress of yesterday. But prayer for strength renews you before the demands of the day even begin. It is like filling your cup before you pour out to others. And when your cup is filled with God's strength, you can walk with peace instead of panic, with purpose instead of pressure. So as you begin your morning, do not wait until you feel overwhelmed to pray for strength. Ask for it at the very start. Say, Lord, whatever this day hold, you hold me. Give me strength not only to survive, but to walk with faith, hope, and love. That prayer will carry you further than you realize, because it is not your own strength you are depending on, but God's endless supply. The third prayer to begin your day with is a prayer of surrender. One of the greatest illusions we carry is the belief that we can control everything, our plans, our outcomes, even other people. Yet life has a way of showing us that so much is outside our control. The traffic jam, the sudden shift at work, the change in someone else's heart, these are not things we can manage with our will. That is why surrender is such a powerful way to start the day. It is not weakness, but wisdom. It is saying, Lord, you know more than I do. You see further than I see, and I place this day into your hands. When you wake, pray these words. Lord, I surrender today to you. I give you my plans, my schedule, and my desires. I release the burdens I cannot carry and the outcomes I cannot control. Guide my steps so that I walk in alignment with your will, not just my own. If there are doors that are not meant for me, close them. If there are opportunities I am afraid to step into, give me courage to walk through them. Let this day not be about my control, but about your leading. Surrender does not mean you stop working or stop making choices. It means you live in a posture of trust. You still plan, but you allow God to redirect. You still desire, but you trust Him with the outcome. And in that trust, your spirit finds rest. Because surrender lifts the heavy weight of trying to manage the impossible. It reminds you that God is a better author of your story than you could ever be. In the world we live in, control is celebrated. People are praised for their hustle, their ability to make things happen, their determination to push through. But surrender tells a different story. It is not about forcing life into your shape, but about letting God shape your life into something greater than you imagine. Surrender says, I trust your timing, Lord, even when I don't understand it. I trust your plan, even when mine fails. I trust your heart, even when my own heart is hurting. When you begin your morning with surrender, the weight of the day no longer rests on your shoulders alone. You walk lighter, freer, knowing that the one who holds the universe is also holding you. And in that place of trust, peace begins to flow. The fourth prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for peace. Peace is something we all long for, but in the times we live in, it often feels like the rarest treasure. The moment you wake up, the world rushes in with noise, the demands of work, the weight of responsibilities. the constant flood of information and distractions. Without peace, the heart grows restless, the mind becomes scattered, and even the simplest moments feel heavy. That is why we must begin our mornings by inviting the peace of God to cover us like a shield. Pray these words: Lord, fill my heart with your peace this morning. Quiet the noise within me and silence the fears that rise when I think of the day ahead. Let your spirit guard my mind from worry and protect my heart from anxiety. Give me the stillness to hear your voice above all others and the calm to walk through this day without being shaken. Let my words, my choices, and my thoughts flow from a place of peace so that I may carry that peace to everyone I meet. Peace is not the absence of problems. It is the presence of God in the middle of them. You may still face challenges. You may still walk through conflict. But when you begin your day rooted in peace, those challenges cannot control you. You remain steady even when circumstances shake. You remain gentle even when provoked. You remain hopeful even when the world feels heavy. That is the kind of peace only God can give, a peace that the world cannot understand and cannot take away. In today's world, anxiety has become almost normal. Many people wake up already worried about what the day might bring. But when you pray for peace in the morning, you place a boundary around your soul. You say, Lord, no matter what storms may come, I will stand in the calm of your presence. And that calm is not only for you, it becomes a gift to others. When you carry peace, your presence brings comfort to the anxious, hope to the weary, and light to those lost in the chaos. So begin your day by asking God to breathe His peace into your spirit. Carry that peace with you into every meeting, every conversation, and every quiet moment. Let it steady your steps, soften your heart, and remind you that you are not walking through this day alone. The fifth prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for protection. The truth is, we never really know what a day may bring. We can prepare, we can plan, and we can try to anticipate challenges, but there are always unseen battles, both physical and spiritual. That is why asking for God's protection is so important. Protection is not only about safety from accidents or harm, but also about guarding your spirit, your mind, and your heart from the things that can weaken you. Pray these words: Lord, I place myself under your protection today. Watch over me as I go out and as I come in. Guard my steps, keep me from harm, and surround me with your presence. Protect me not only from what I can see, but also from the unseen battles that try to steal my peace. Cover my mind from lies, my heart from bitterness, and my spirit from fear. Place your hand over my family, my work, and all that concerns me, and let no weapon formed against me prosper. Protection is not just physical, it is emotional and spiritual too. Every day we face voices that try to discourage us, temptations that try to weaken us, and pressures that try to break us. Without protection, those forces can leave us drained and defeated. But when you begin your morning asking for God's covering, you walk with confidence, knowing that you are not exposed, you are not unguarded, you are shielded by His presence. Think of it like this: just as you would not step into a storm without an umbrella, you should not step into a day without God's protection. The storms of life may still come, but His covering keeps you standing. It does not mean nothing hard will happen, but it does mean you are never alone in what happens. His protection is not fragile. It is strong enough to hold you through the unexpected, through the setbacks, and even through the pain. In the world today, fear is everywhere. People fear what might happen, what could go wrong, what tomorrow may hold, but protection shifts that fear into faith. It reminds you that even when the path is uncertain, God is watching, guiding, and guarding, and that truth brings courage. So as you begin your day, invite God to cover every step with His protection. Walk knowing you are not just moving through life on your own, but under the watchful eye of a Father who never sleeps and never leaves you unguarded. The sixth prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for guidance. Every morning, you step into a day filled with choices, some small and simple, others big and life-shaping. Sometimes the path feels clear, but more often we are faced with decisions where the right way is not obvious. That is why we ask for God's guidance, because His wisdom sees further than our own, and His direction keeps us from walking blindly into regret. Pray these words: Lord, guide me today in every step I take. Lead me in the paths that align with your will. Help me to recognize your voice above the noise of the world. When I face choices, give me clarity to choose what is right, not just what is easy. When I am tempted to go my own way, remind me that your way is higher and better. Let your spirit nudge me when I start to drift, and let your word be the lamp that lights my path. Guidance is not only about the big decisions in life. It is about the everyday choices that slowly shape your future. How you speak to someone, how you handle stress, how you respond when things don't go your way. When you begin your day asking for God's guidance, you invite Him to direct even those small moments that seem insignificant but actually define your character. In the times we live in, guidance is more important than ever. The world is full of voices pulling in every direction. Social media, culture, and even our own emotions can mislead us if we are not careful. But God's guidance is steady. He does not shout through the noise. He whispers to the heart that is willing to listen. And that whisper can save you from mistakes, open doors you never saw, and keep you steady when others are lost. Asking for guidance is also an act of humility. It says, I do not know it all, and I cannot do it all. But Lord, you do. You see tomorrow, while I only see today. You see the whole picture while I only see a small part. That humility creates space for God to direct your steps. And when He directs you, you will find yourself walking into places you never imagined. Places of peace, of opportunity, of blessing, even in the middle of challenges. So as you step into your morning, ask God not only to protect you, but also to guide you. Trust that when you surrender your decisions to Him, you will not walk in circles. You will walk in purpose. The seventh prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for healing. Every one of us carries wounds. Some are physical, felt in the body through sickness, pain, or exhaustion. Others are emotional, carried in the quiet corners of the heart through memories, disappointments, or words that cut deeply. And some wounds are spiritual, created by seasons of doubt, guilt, or distance from God. To wake up and step into a new day is to carry all of these layers with you unless you bring them before the one who can truly heal. Pray these words: Lord, I bring my brokenness to you this morning. Touch the parts of me that are hurting, the memories that still weigh heavy, the fears that steal my peace. Heal my body where it is weak, my heart where it is wounded, and my soul where it feels weary. Restore what has been lost and renew what feels empty. Surround me with your presence and remind me that in you, nothing is too broken to be made whole again. Healing is not always instant, but it is always available. Sometimes God heals in a moment, lifting the pain completely. Other times He heals slowly, layer by layer, teaching us patience and deepening our faith. And often, His healing comes not only in removing pain, but in transforming it into wisdom, compassion, and strength. That is why beginning the day with a prayer for healing is so powerful. It opens your wounds to God instead of hiding them, and it invites His love to do what only it can do. We live in a world where brokenness feels everywhere. People are hurting in silence, carrying invisible weights that no one else can see. Anxiety, stress, and depression have become the background noise of daily life. But prayer for healing reminds us that brokenness is not the end of the story. God still restores, still lifts, still renews. And when you carry His healing into your day, you become a vessel of healing for others too. So each morning, before the day rushes in, pause and bring your pain to Him. No matter how small or how overwhelming it feels, give it to God in prayer. He does not turn away from your weakness. He meets you in it. And as He heals you piece by piece, He teaches you that every scar can become a story of grace. The 8th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for hope. Hope is what lifts the heart when life feels heavy. It is what keeps us moving forward when yesterday's disappointments still echo in our minds. Without hope, even the smallest challenges feel overwhelming. But with hope, even the greatest trials can be endured. This is why beginning the day with hope is so important, because it sets your eyes not only on what is happening now, but on what God is still able to do. Pray these words: Lord, fill me with hope today. Remind me that no matter what I face, you are greater. Lift my eyes above my problems and let me see the possibilities you are preparing. Strengthen my faith so that I do not live in fear of tomorrow, but in expectation of your goodness. Replace my doubt with trust, my despair with joy, and my heaviness with the lightness of your promises. Let me carry hope into every place I go, so that others may see your light through me. Hope is not just positive thinking. It is not pretending that everything is fine. Hope is rooted in the character of God, that He is faithful, that He keeps His promises, and that He never abandons His children. Hope does not deny pain, but it believes that pain is not permanent. Hope does not ignore darkness, but it declares that light is coming. When you pray for hope in the morning, you align your heart with God's truth instead of being trapped by what your eyes can see. In the world we are living in, hopelessness spreads quickly. People look around and see broken systems, broken relationships, and broken dreams. It is easy to believe that nothing will ever change. But prayer for hope shifts the story. It reminds you that with God all things are possible, and that even in the middle of a broken world, His plans are still unfolding. Hope also gives you strength to bless others. When you carry hope, you become a light in someone else's darkness. Your words, your kindness, your faith can remind another person that they are not forgotten. So each morning, ask God to fill you with hope, not only for yourself, but for those who may need it through you. When you walk into your day with hope, you walk with the quiet confidence that no matter what comes, the story is not over, and God is still writing it. The 9th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for wisdom. Every day is filled with decisions, both small and life-changing. Sometimes the choices are clear, but many times they are complicated, full of gray areas where the right path is not obvious. In those moments, our own understanding often falls short. That is why we need wisdom that comes from above wisdom, that sees what we cannot see, wisdom that aligns us with truth, and wisdom that keeps us from walking into unnecessary pain. Pray these words. Lord, I ask for wisdom this morning. Give me understanding that goes beyond my own thoughts. When I face decisions, guide my mind so that I choose what is right, not what is easy. When I am tempted to react in anger or fear, give me the wisdom to pause and respond with grace. When others look to me for guidance, let my words reflect your truth, not just my opinion. Fill me with discernment so I may see clearly, walk steadily, and honor you in all I do. Wisdom is not only about knowing what to do, it is also about knowing when to wait, when to speak, and when to remain silent. It is about recognizing which opportunities are distractions and which ones are divine. It is about understanding not just the surface of a situation, but the deeper layers hidden beneath it. And true wisdom is not gained through books, success, or age alone. True wisdom comes from God. In the times we live in, information is everywhere. Answers are at the tip of our fingers, but wisdom is harder to find. Many people know facts, but few know how to apply them with love, patience, and truth. That is why asking God for wisdom each morning is so important. Information can make you knowledgeable, but wisdom makes you fruitful. When you pray for wisdom, you protect yourself from hasty choices that lead to regret. You gain clarity in confusion and calm in pressure. And perhaps most importantly, wisdom equips you to bring peace and direction to those around you. Because often, the people in your life are also searching for light, and God can use you to reflect His wisdom to them. So begin your day with a prayer for wisdom. Carry it with you into every conversation, every decision, and every moment of uncertainty. Wisdom will steady your steps and keep your path aligned with God's purpose. The 10th prayer to begin your day with is prayer for love. Love is the essence of God's heart and the foundation of every command He has given us. Yet, in the world we are living in, love can feel scarce. Many wake up carrying anger, bitterness, or indifference. We see division, harsh words, and cold hearts everywhere we look. That is why we must pray for love at the start of each day, not just to receive it, but to live it and share it. Pray these words. Lord, fill my heart with your love this morning. Teach me to love as you love patiently, kindly, and without condition. Help me to see people not through the lens of judgment, but through the eyes of compassion. Where my heart has grown cold, warm it again. Where I carry unforgiveness, soften me so I may forgive. Where I feel unloved, remind me that nothing can separate me from your love. Let everything I do today be rooted in love so that my words and actions reflect you. Love is not simply a feeling. It is a choice, a way of living, a way of treating others even when they do not treat you the same in return. Love is patience when others test your limits. Love is kindness when the world is harsh. Love is forgiveness when hurt tries to take over. And most of all, love is sacrificial giving without expecting, serving without recognition, and caring without conditions. When you begin your morning with a prayer for love, you prepare your heart for every encounter ahead. You prepare to meet the difficult coworker with grace, the stranger with kindness, and even your family with patience when life feels stressful. You prepare yourself to walk in unity instead of division, to bring healing instead of more hurt. The truth is, the world is starving for love. People are desperate to be seen, heard, and valued. And when you carry God's love within you, you become an answer to that hunger. You may not change the entire world, but you can change the world of the person in front of you. So each morning, ask God to cover you with His love and to let it flow through you. When love fills your words, your actions, and even your silence, you will not only be blessed, you will also become a blessing. The 11th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for joy. Joy is deeper than happiness. Happiness depends on circumstances, but joy is rooted in God's presence. It is the quiet strength that carries you through trials, the inner light that shines even when the world feels dark. In our times, many people wake up burdened, stressed, and weighed down by yesterday's troubles. That is why asking for joy each morning is so powerful. It lifts your spirit and reminds you that your hope is not in the world, but in God. Pray these words. Lord, fill my heart with joy today. Let your presence be the source of my gladness, not the circumstances I face. Remind me that even in struggle, you are near. Give me a spirit that rejoices in small blessings, that celebrates kindness, that finds beauty in the ordinary moments of life. Let my joy be so rooted in you that no hardship can take it away, and let me carry that joy into the lives of others, so they too may know the strength it brings. Joy is not about pretending life is perfect. It is about recognizing that even in imperfection, God is still working. Joy says, I will smile not because everything is easy, but because I trust the one who holds my future. Joy says, I will not be crushed by today's pressures, because I know that tomorrow holds new mercy. Joy is the quiet song of the soul that cannot be silenced, because it comes from God Himself. When you carry joy into your day, you change the atmosphere around you. People notice it in the way you speak, in the way you handle stress, in the way you treat others. Joy spreads, it encourages the weary, softens the hardened, and uplifts the discouraged. And the best part is, joy is not reserved for special moments. It is available daily, as close as a simple prayer. In a world that often feels heavy, joy is an act of defiance. It is declaring that the darkness will not win, that the weight will not break you, and that God's goodness is stronger than your sorrow. So begin your day with a prayer for joy and let it color everything you do. The 12th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for faith. Faith is the foundation of our walk with God. It is the assurance that even when we cannot see, we can still trust. It is the courage to step forward even when the path is unclear. Without faith, fear takes over, doubts multiply, and life feels unstable. But with faith, we can face the unknown with steady hearts, because we know who goes before us. Pray these words. Lord, strengthen my faith today. Help me to trust you when I do not understand what is happening. Remind me that your ways are higher than my ways, and your plans are greater than my plans. When fear whispers that I am not enough, let faith declare that you are more than enough for me. When doubt rises, silence it with the truth of your promises. Teach me to walk not by sight, but by faith, holding on to your word as my guide. Faith is not about having all the answers. It is about trusting the one who does. It does not mean life will always be easy, but it means that even in the hardest moments, you are anchored. Faith keeps you standing when the winds of uncertainty blow. Faith gives you strength to pray bold prayers, to believe for what seems impossible, and to keep moving even when the road feels long. In today's world, doubt is everywhere. We are surrounded by voices that question God's existence, His goodness, and His promises. Fear is constantly fed by bad news and uncertainty. But faith rises above those voices. Faith looks at the storm and says, my God is still greater. Faith looks at the mountain and says, with Him, I can move it. Faith is not blind. It sees the difficulty, but it also sees God's power beyond it. When you begin your day with a prayer for faith, you equip your heart to face whatever comes without collapsing under fear. You remind yourself that your life is not built on shifting sand, but on the solid rock of God's truth. And that faith, even if it starts as small as a mustard seed, grows stronger each time you choose to trust instead of doubt. So rise each morning and ask God for faith, faith to believe, faith to endure, faith to rejoice, and faith to keep walking, even when the way is unclear. Faith will not only strengthen you, it will inspire others to trust Him too. The 13th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for purpose. One of the deepest longings of the human heart is to know that life has meaning, that we are here for a reason, and that what we do matters. Too often, people wake up and move through their day without direction, simply going through routines. But when you live with purpose, even the ordinary moments carry significance because you know you are walking in the calling God has placed on your life. Pray these words. Lord, remind me of my purpose today. Show me that my life is not an accident, but a part of your design. Help me to walk in the calling you have placed on me, even in the small details of my day. Give me clarity when I feel lost, and courage when I feel unworthy. Let my actions, my words, and my choices reflect the reason you created me. Use me to bring light, hope, and love wherever I go so that I may fulfill the purpose you have given me. Purpose is not only about big achievements or public recognition. It is found in the quiet acts of faithfulness in loving your family well, in serving with kindness, in standing with integrity when no one is watching. Purpose is found when you see your life as part of God's bigger story, and when you trust that even your struggles can be used for His glory. In the world we live in, many people feel directionless. They chase after success, money, or approval, yet still feel empty. That is because true purpose cannot be found in what fades. It is found only in God, the one who created you with intention. When you begin your day asking Him to align you with your purpose, you no longer wander aimlessly. You walk with confidence, knowing that every step has meaning. Purpose also gives you resilience. When challenges come, you do not give up easily, because you know your life is not random. You understand that every experience, both joyful and painful, can be part of something greater, and that assurance carries you through. So start each morning by asking God to reveal and renew your purpose. Let Him remind you that your life matters, your work matters, your presence matters. You were created for a reason, and when you live from that truth, even the simplest moments shine with eternal significance. The 14th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for forgiveness. Every day we carry things that weigh on us, mistakes we made, words we regret, choices we wish we could take back. At the same time, we often carry wounds from others' betrayals, harsh words, disappointments that leave us bitter. Without forgiveness, both given and received, the heart grows heavy. That is why it is so important to begin the morning by asking God to forgive us and to help us forgive others. Pray these words. Lord, this morning, I ask for your forgiveness. Cleanse me from my sins, both the ones I see and the ones I overlook. Wash me in your mercy and remind me that in Christ I am made new. I also release those who have hurt me. I choose to forgive, even when it is hard, because I do not want to carry bitterness into this day. Free my heart from anger and resentment, and replace it with compassion and peace. Teach me to forgive as you have forgiven me. Forgiveness is not pretending that what happened was okay. It is not forgetting the pain or excusing wrong behavior. Forgiveness is choosing to let go of the burden so it does not poison your heart. It is choosing to trust God with justice and healing. When you forgive, you free yourself as much as you free the other person. And when you receive God's forgiveness, you walk with the assurance that your past mistakes do not define your future. In the times we are living in, many hearts are heavy with anger and division. Unforgiveness has destroyed families, friendships, and communities. But when you start your day by asking God to forgive and help you forgive, you become a vessel of healing. You break the cycle of bitterness and replace it with the power of grace. Forgiveness is also a daily practice. Every morning you can choose to release yesterday's burdens instead of carrying them into today. In doing so, you make space in your heart for peace, joy, and love. So as you rise, let forgiveness be part of your prayer. Forgive yourself, forgive others, and receive God's forgiveness. This simple act can transform your day, because a forgiven heart is a free heart, ready to walk in peace and purpose. The 15th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for provision. Every day we face needs. Some are physical, like food, shelter, and financial stability. Others are emotional, like comfort, encouragement, and belonging. And then there are spiritual needs, wisdom, peace, and strength to walk closely with God. When we look at all of these needs at once, it can feel overwhelming. But prayer for provision reminds us that we do not carry these burdens alone. We have a Father who sees, who knows, and who provides. Pray these words. Lord, I place my needs before you today. You know what I require before I even ask. Provide for me in the areas where I lack, and remind me that you are my source, not the world. Meet my physical needs so that I may live in health and stability. Meet my emotional needs so that I may walk in peace and confidence. Meet my spiritual needs so that I may grow stronger in faith. And as you provide for me, help me to be generous in providing for others. Provision is not only about money or resources. It is about trusting that God will supply what is necessary for each moment. Sometimes His provision comes as financial breakthrough, but other times it comes as unexpected strength, encouragement from a friend, or peace in the middle of chaos. Provision may not always look the way we imagined, but it always reminds us that God is with us. In the times we live in, anxiety about provision is everywhere. People worry about bills, jobs, and the uncertainty of tomorrow. But when you pray for provision, you shift your focus from fear to faith. You declare that you are not abandoned, and that the one who provided manna in the desert and multiplied loaves and fishes is still providing today. Provision also teaches gratitude and stewardship. When you receive what God gives, you are called to use it wisely, share it freely, and remember that it is not only for you, but also for blessing others. God's provision often flows through us to those in need. So begin your morning with trust in His provision. Hand Him your needs instead of clinging to worry. And as you do, you will discover that He not only provides what you need, but often gives more than you expected, because His care is abundant and His love never runs out. The 16th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for courage. Every new day brings challenges that can stir fear, the fear of failure, the fear of rejection, the fear of the unknown. Sometimes it is the fear of repeating old mistakes, and sometimes it is the fear of stepping into something new. Courage does not mean the absence of fear. It means trusting God enough to move forward in spite of it. That is why beginning your morning with courage is so powerful it prepares your heart to face the day with strength and confidence. Pray these words. Lord, fill me with courage today. When I feel afraid, remind me that you are with me. When obstacles rise, give me the boldness to face them with faith. When I doubt myself, let me remember that you are my strength. Help me to step into opportunities without hesitation and to stand firm when trials come. Let my courage be rooted not in my own ability, but in your presence. For you go before me and will never leave me. Courage is what allows us to walk through difficult conversations, take new steps of faith, or stand firm in our values even when others do not understand. It gives us the ability to live fully instead of shrinking back, and courage is not something we generate on our own. It flows from knowing that God is greater than any challenge we face. In the times we live in, fear is everywhere. Fear of uncertainty, fear of loss, fear of change. But fear is not the voice we are called to follow. Courage silences fear and says, my God is bigger than my worry. Courage chooses to trust even when the outcome is unclear. Courage looks at the storm and remembers that the one who calms the sea is walking beside us. When you begin your morning with a prayer for courage, you prepare to walk boldly into every space you enter, your workplace, your family, your community. And your courage has the power to inspire others too. When people see you standing strong in faith, they are reminded that they can be strong as well. So rise each morning and ask God to clothe you with courage. Let it carry you through moments of fear, through new beginnings, and through the challenges that would otherwise hold you back. With His courage, you can walk confidently into the day, knowing that you are never alone. The 17th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for patience. Patience is one of the hardest virtues to live out, yet it is one of the most important. Every day we are faced with delays, interruptions, and situations that test our endurance. Sometimes it is waiting for an answer to prayer. Sometimes it is dealing with people who frustrate us. And sometimes it is simply learning to slow down in a world that never stops rushing. Without patience, we grow anxious, irritable, and weary. But with patience, we learn to trust God's timing and rest in His plan. Pray these words, Lord, give me patience today. Teach me to wait on your timing instead of rushing ahead in my own strength. Help me to remain calm when things do not go as planned and to respond with grace when people test my limits. Remind me that patience is not weakness, but strength under control, rooted in trust that you are working even when I cannot see it. Let my patience reflect your love to those around me and give me peace as I walk through this day. Patience is not just about waiting. It is about how you wait. It is choosing to remain steady and hopeful even when nothing seems to be moving. It is responding with kindness instead of anger, even when circumstances frustrate you. It is trusting that God's delays are not His denials, and that His timing is always better than ours. In the times we live in, patience feels rare. Everything around us is fast, instant, and demanding. People expect answers immediately, results overnight, and change without waiting. But spiritual growth and God's promises often unfold slowly, step by step. That is why patience is so essential. It protects you from burnout, keeps you steady in trials, and teaches you to rely on God instead of your own pace. When you begin your morning with a prayer for patience, you prepare your heart for whatever the day brings. You will still face interruptions, but they will not control you. You will still face delays, but they will not break you. Instead, you will stand steady, confident that God is at work in ways you may not yet see. So as you step into your day, ask for patience. Patience with yourself, patience with others, and patience with the process God is unfolding in your life. With patience, you will discover peace in waiting and strength in stillness. The 18th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for humility. Humility is the posture of the heart that keeps us grounded in truth. It reminds us that everything we have, our breath, our talents, our opportunities, is a gift from God. Without humility, pride creeps in, and pride blinds us. It makes us believe we are self-sufficient, that we do not need help, that we are the center of our own world. But humility opens our eyes. It teaches us to depend on God, to value others, and to live in gratitude instead of entitlement. Pray these words. Lord, clothe me with humility today. Keep me from pride, arrogance, and self-righteousness. Remind me that without you, I can do nothing, but with you, I can walk in strength and purpose. Help me to treat others with respect, to listen more than I speak, and to serve without seeking recognition. Let my words and actions reflect a heart that knows every blessing comes from you. Keep me grounded in gratitude and teach me to walk humbly with you through this day. Humility is not about thinking less of yourself. It is about thinking of yourself less and making room to see others through God's eyes. It is about recognizing that every person has value, that every act of service matters, and that greatness in God's kingdom is not measured by status but by love. In the world we live in, humility is often misunderstood. Society celebrates pride, self-promotion, and the pursuit of being seen above others. But humility is quiet strength. It is the ability to lift others up without needing to be lifted yourself. It is the willingness to admit mistakes, to learn, and to keep growing. When you begin your morning with a prayer for humility, you prepare yourself to walk in grace throughout the day. You protect yourself from the traps of pride, from the burden of comparison, and from the illusion of control. Humility keeps you teachable, open, and aligned with God's will. And with humility, you become a vessel of peace and kindness in a world that often values the opposite. So as you rise, ask God to keep you humble. Not weak, not invisible, but grounded steady in His truth, dependent on His strength, and ready to serve with love. A humble heart will always find favor because it is a heart that makes room for God. The 19th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for compassion. Compassion is the ability to see beyond yourself and enter into the struggles of others with love and mercy. It is more than sympathy. It is love in action, a willingness to care, to serve, and to lift burdens that may not even be your own. Without compassion, hearts grow cold and indifferent. But with compassion, the world begins to heal, one act of kindness at a time. Pray these words. Lord, give me a heart of compassion today. Open my eyes to see the needs around me. Soften me so that I do not ignore the hurting or turn away from the broken. Teach me to listen when others need to be heard, to give when others are in need, and to act when love requires it. Let my compassion reflect your heart, the heart that never turns away from those who call on you. Use me to bring comfort and encouragement to someone today. Compassion is not only for strangers, it is also for the people closest to you. It is patience with your family, kindness to your coworkers, gentleness in your friendships. Compassion is showing grace in small, everyday moments, in the way you speak, the way you listen, and the way you treat those who cannot give you anything in return. In today's world, compassion is often replaced by self-interest. Many live in constant busyness, too distracted to notice the needs around them. But prayer for compassion interrupts that pattern. It reminds you that life is not only about your own struggles, but also about how you can be a source of love for others. And when you carry compassion, you reflect the very nature of God, because His compassion is what carries us every day. Compassion also brings healing to you. When you live with compassion, bitterness loses its grip, selfishness weakens, and joy grows stronger. Serving others not only blesses them, it softens and strengthens your own heart. So as you begin your day, ask God for compassion. Ask Him to help you notice the people others overlook, to care for the ones who feel forgotten, and to respond with kindness instead of judgment. A compassionate heart changes not only your day, but the world around you. The 20th prayer to begin your day with is a prayer for integrity. Integrity is the commitment to live truthfully and faithfully, even when no one is watching. It is the choice to do what is right, not just what is convenient. In a world filled with compromise, deception, and shortcuts, integrity shines as a light of trustworthiness and honor. Without integrity, even great success is empty. But with integrity, even the smallest actions carry weight and meaning. Pray these words. Lord, help me to walk in integrity today. Guard my heart from dishonesty and keep my motives pure. Teach me to speak truth with love, to keep my word, and to act with honor in both small and great things. When I am tempted to compromise, give me the courage to stand firm. Let my life reflect honesty, faithfulness, and consistency so that I honor you in everything I do. Integrity is not about perfection. It is about consistency. It means that your public life and your private life align. It means you live in such a way that people can trust your words because they match your actions. Integrity is what gives strength to your influence and credibility to your witness. In the times we are living in, integrity often feels undervalued. People are rewarded for appearances, for saying the right things without living them. But true strength is found in the person who chooses honesty over deception, character over convenience, and truth over temporary gain. Such a person may not always be celebrated by the world, but they are deeply valued in God's eyes. When you begin your day with a prayer for integrity, you remind yourself that character matters more than image, and faithfulness matters more than applause. You prepare yourself to make choices that are not always easy, but always right. And as you walk in integrity, you not only bless your own life, but also become a safe place for others, someone whose word and actions can be trusted. So each morning, ask God to strengthen your integrity. Let Him shape your heart so that you walk honestly, live faithfully, and reflect His truth in all things. With integrity, you carry light into a world that desperately needs it.